What's up, guys? I'm EJ, the Shamari here, and we just got out of the HBO Watchmen panel here at New York Comic Con. It's a show that has a lot of attention. A lot of people are excited about what this show is going to have in store. Of course, it's an iconic graphic novel. It's a big undertaking for any creator to try to do anything kind of sequel or any kind of re-adaptation of that kind of source material. So I'm excited to see what my friend Shamari here has to say about it. He's a huge Watchmen fan, as am I, but he's the expert on this, so I had to get his thoughts on it real quick. Sham, what were your thoughts on the entire panel? We saw the first episode, and we got to hear plenty of questions that get answered by the cast and the creators.
Yes, and we got to see a few clips as well.
For sure.
Those were also very interesting. But overall, I thought the panel was great. I think the showrunner, Damon Lindelof, he seems very, very passionate about Watchmen. Seems like a really deep Watchmen fan.
Sure.
Like he very deeply cares about the source material to the point where he was able to retell the first time he got the book in great detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, the panel itself was great. I very much enjoyed the episode. The cast seemed very enthusiastic about the show. And it's just a bomb squad of a cast in the first place. So yeah, I thought the panel was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the panel was really insightful in terms of how these actors and actresses came to the source material. Because what I think is going to make this show interesting is you're not talking about a bunch of, typecast type of people for superhero shows. You're not looking at the same people. I'm not going to name names, but like the same people you expect to see in a superhero type show.
Right.
You have people from all different kinds of acting mediums kind of all converging, and they all got to talk about their experience with it. And some, like Jeremy Irons said, I never heard of Watchmen really because I'm British and old. But I spoke to Damon. He was so passionate about the project. I just said, I got to give this guy a chance and see what it's about.
Right.
And someone like Regina King, who knew very little about it but was interested in wanting to do superheroes, reading the first script and immediately being like, I have to be in this show. It was great to kind of see everyone have a different perspective of where they are. Looking Glass, the guy who plays Looking Glass, he was like, well, I have kids, I love comics, this was all me. So I think that's going to bring a great perspective and a different feel to a show than maybe you'd see from other superhero type shows.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like Lindelof, as well as the director, who I apologize, I forget her name.
Yeah, Nikki Castle.
Yes.
She was fantastic in that first episode.
Fantastic first episode. The shots, the feel. I can't go into spoilers. I wish I could. But the details of different things that were shown throughout the episode, from beginning to end, how it's shot, how everything is set up. It's really, really well done. Very, very high quality. And again, very, very provocative. So I really have to give my hats off to them.
Yeah. In terms of the acting performances, was there anyone that stood out to you particularly in this episode without going into spoilers?
Right. Regina King is the person that stood out to me. She is she plays the lead role, so it's kind of an easy answer, but she plays the hell out of that role.
Yeah.
She does an amazing job. She and the character that's written for her seems very, very. It's a very complex character.
Yeah.
And this is only the first episode, so it's only going to get more complex.
Yeah, and I have a lot of questions already.
Yeah, already.
Not a lot of them were answered about her, and when you kind of learn more about her character, it's like, I wish we Kendall, who's behind the camera right now, was like, I wish there was episode 2 right now. I want to know more.
And I wonder if this is going to follow the Watchmen kind of tone of, giving you these heroes and then giving you the backstory afterwards.
Yeah.
Showing how they got this way, what happened to them. So I'm really, really interested in seeing her story be told throughout the show.
And I think I'm going to ask you quickly about what the Watchmen fans who know about the book, who've seen the movie, every iteration of the Watchmen, any adaptation kind of has its own flavor. And I'm going to ask you in a second, what did you take away from this adaptation? But the one thing that I quickly took away was, I know the Watchmen isn't looked at as your quote-unquote, capes show where it's like superheroes punching people in the face or whatever. But if you want to see that type of action, this show has it for you. This is a hard-hitting show. The action is great. And you know, for the people who say, "Oh, I know the Watchmen's great. I know it's great, but I don't want necessarily to think so much about superheroes. I just want to sit back and watch a popcorn, type of show." And I'm not saying that this is that, but don't think that you're not going to get the action you want from a superhero hard-hitting type show. This show, from the first episode at least, has that.
Oh yeah, it definitely has action, and while it's not all like boom pow, there's also a lot of gunfights, and different types of action that you'll see.
Yeah,
so there's plenty of action throughout, and it's very, very intense, which follows the tone of Watchmen.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely be satisfied with this.
Yeah, every action scene in this first episode, I felt like somebody's
gonna die.
Yeah. That's how intense it is, and then and that's what you want out of something from the Watchmen, I would feel. So,
exactly.
But what did you take away in terms of how this Watchmen iteration and adaptation compares to what we've seen in the past, and what makes it distinct?
I feel like what makes this distinct is that this very much feels like a spiritual successor to the original. And this is only going off of one episode. I haven't seen the rest of it. I really have to get my hats off to Lindelof. Like I said, he seems like a deep fan.
Yeah.
He seems like he's really, really trying to stay true to the tone and the seriousness and the concepts that were being introduced in the original Watchmen.
Yeah.
He's really trying to see, okay, so, and he said this himself, where would the world be in 2019 following what happened in '86?
Yeah.
In Watchmen. So, that's how I feel. I feel like he honors it in the sense that it's a spiritual successor, whereas I feel like Snyder's version of Watchmen, which I very much enjoyed, seemed like a retelling.
Sure.
A very good retelling, but a retelling, with some slight alterations, very slight alterations. But this very much seems like a successor to the original.
Yeah, and I liked how they distinguished that. They were like, we want this show to feel like the book is very much what would happen if like superheroes were in our real world in the 80s.
Right.
And this, you're saying, it being that spiritual successor is, okay, those superheroes did a lot of crazy-ish in the 40 years since that book. What is the world like now that happened? And again, it doesn't really make itself to be so much about the superheroes per se. It's more about the effects of having these people and these ideals, and how that inspires other people, and how that affects and changes the world. It's really a true interesting project. It's a project that a lot of people are excited about. We've been paying attention to it. Make sure you check out that season premiere October 20th. And of course, we're New Generation Media. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, check out our podcast, New Generation Hero Talk, where we talk about these type of shows and superhero movies every week. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. But this is Shamari, I'm EJ. We'll catch all of our Comic-Con coverage right here. Leave a comment on this video to see what you thought about the Watchmen panel or what you thought about this video. Take it easy, guys.